Well, hello there, people. Yeah, I typically start it now before I go in, so then by the time I get out here, there's hopefully people on the live stream. I went 37 minutes one day before somebody got on the live stream. Good morning, good morning. I didn't ask for assistance. Quit popping up, Google. Yeah, what I was going to say, Jay, was make sure you swipe no more than 15. I usually swipe about 9 minutes before pickup time that I've arrived. But I don't go in right away. You got a small order. It should be ready. Well, no, it is Church's Fried Chicken. It may not be. It's going to be super easy to load, so you don't need to rush it. I go in about 5 minutes. With it being Church's, I'd actually go in about 7 minutes early, so they know you're there. If I got time, I'm going to top the tank off at the Costco that I think should be across the street from this pickup. 6417. Yep, that's exactly the one it is. All right. I got to get moving. It says my ETA is 10:24 and my pickup time is 10:49. I'm running thin today. Did I say make sure you... Oh, shit, there's more chat. Sometimes you don't have to go in 5 minutes early. It depends on the...
Turn right.
It depends on the merchant, the restaurant. It depends on your drop-off, the time.
Turn right.
Because sometimes they give you such a freaking long time. Like yesterday, I was like 12 minutes early. 12 minutes before the 15 minutes early. So I was technically 27 minutes early for my drop-off. Something like that. I was way early. I couldn't swipe that I arrived until I was ready to take the pictures after we had already set it up. If that tells you anything about how early I got there. Shit. Yeah, and your pickup time's 11 something, 11:08 or something like that. Now, Church's being shitty restaurants that don't have shit ready on time. I go into places like that early. But sometimes I'll pair that, since it's a small delivery, they may pair that with a short drop-off time from pickup to drop-off. Or maybe a super long drop-off time. I just know it seems like sometimes when I need a longer drop-off time, they make it shorter, and when I need a shorter one, they make it longer. Not sure how they figure their logistics out, but it's often not right. Hell, I got memory. Yeah, I remember most of what people tell me. Especially if I read it. Sometimes if I read it. It's not like cool outside by any means today, but it was a lot more pleasant walking out my front door today than it has been. The air didn't just stick to me. But my van aims at the sun when it's rising, so it was freaking hot in my van when I got in it. Cooling everything off now. What up, Shane? Yeah, I just got this one today, and now that it's not so freaking hot in my house, there's a couple of things I want to do that it's just been too hot. I want to get some shit done. Don't have to worry about that laundry. I got that knocked out of the way. Got to finish folding my shorts, though. I got like a lot of pairs of shorts. Hoping I get a good one for tomorrow and Friday, and then I don't care about the weekend. If I can get a good one tomorrow and Friday. I was off Monday. I kind of do want to work Saturday, preferably not Sunday this week. But sometimes I see better orders on Sundays and no orders on Saturday, or low-paying breakfast orders. It's a little cooler. I'm not like going to go do a lot of work outside in it though, because it's still, the humidity's down, but not, it's still there. It's just way better than it has been. We get like 2 days of it, and then it's going to rain for like 3 days. I don't think I'm going to mind it raining for 3 days, to be honest. It'll help my electric bill out a little bit. Hey, that's a new guardrail. That's shiny. I don't recall that shining before. Hell, I don't even know if there was a guardrail there before. Yeah, there had to have been. They just replaced the rail part. I didn't drink that Mountain Dew kicked up orange citrus this morning. I didn't have enough time for it. I kind of taste the Dawn dish soap though. I rinsed the hell out of that cap for that cup too. Looked down to turn my AC up, and I almost swerved into the damn shoulder. So Lisa, your car wouldn't stay running because of the loose battery terminal? I told you it was either wasn't getting spark, air, or fuel. One of the three. It wasn't getting spark. Was it getting enough power to keep it running, I guess? I don't know. That's weird. I think I gathered you said something about they didn't hook some hoses back up. That would also be a problem. Vacuum hoses, that can make a car not want to run too. Depends on the vacuum hose. Sometimes the car will run, but it'll run like shit if certain vacuum hoses. I don't know. I don't really understand the whole vacuum system. I never got into that. That's something I never messed with. I just know there's one that comes out of your master cylinder, or the power booster for your brake system. sometimes it can dry right off and tear a little bit, and that can cause some issues. Yeah, I wish you wouldn't have got the fuel injection thing done, because you could do the same thing with like a $10 bottle of Lucas fuel injection cleaner you dump in your gas. Maybe run it through there a couple tanks. So it's been, I don't know, sometimes they got that buy one get one free up at the auto zone for the checkout challenge. Well, checkout challenge is for the workers, not the customers. Well, that's a popular item they put on the checkout challenge for the workers. Is buy one get one free on the Lucas fuel injector cleaner, oil or gas treatment. Used to be like $8. I just assume it's like $10 now. Yeah, on Brass Dasher Charlie's live stream last night, there somehow got talking about food, talking about how to have steaks cooked, and I had this customer at Schnucks, and see that it was in a unique place because we had a meat department, a really good meat department there. You could buy dry-aged steaks, and I had this customer. He'd come in there with his two daughters that were like late teens, early 20s. I don't remember how old they were. They were very heavy on the top end, that's all I can remember, but they weren't very pretty in the face. They kind of looked like their dad. But I guess he had money. He'd go buy a $40 dry-aged ribeye or something from him. Hang on. I mean, we mainly did fish and shit, like real chips that we fried to order. I mean, ketchup on his fries. He put it on that damn steak. He'd bring us a filet mignon, well done. That tastes like frickin' liver when you cook a filet well done. Yeah, I only got one today, and I'm just gonna keep it at that. Well, that's all I got for catering. I just don't feel like doing anything else. I got some crap now that it's been too hot inside my house to get some things done that I want to get done. It's frickin' hot. I can't cool it. I can't cool it any better. Unless I go buy another air conditioner. Put it in the kitchen window, because the kitchen's getting blazing hot. Well, the kitchen, the front door's right there, and that front door I can't get it to seal. When I put quarter-inch seal around it last year, and could barely get the door shut, and it was still leaking. I got I think 3/8 inch or ½ inch roll of seal, and I tested that. I can't even get the door to deadbolt when I put that on it. But that would seal it until I put a whole new door in there. See, I got a door. I got a new door jamb for it. I got the door, but then I watched my neighbors across the street when they moved out. And I don't know if it's his brother, his dad, his uncle, went in there and was doing a lot of rehab, and they replaced the front door. And that place is a lot newer than mine. And from the roof leaking up there down into the wall, they had to go like 8 foot in one direction to the left of the door, and I think 4 foot to the right of the door, and replace all the stud work. They had to rip the whole freaking wall apart, and it was all apart for like 3 days. And I'm like, oh, so I don't know if that's a can of worms out of money and get it upper or lower. Mine's a lot older than that one across the street. Yeah, buffering. Come on, signal. Give me my 5G. There we go. Back in the 5G. At least on this phone I am. Dang, cops are all over up here around Manchester and 270. Hey, Night Watcher, if you have to drive around Manchester and 270, they got cops. There's another one sitting on the side of the road over there. They got one with somebody pulled over here going, I guess, north, and then south they had somebody pulled over going the other direction. I think it's Manchester. It's either DePere or Manchester Police. I'll find out here in a second.
Hazard reported ahead.
That's Town and Country. What are they doing up here? This isn't Town and Country right here. God, I hope Town and Country doesn't start patrolling this area. They're brutal. Anybody ever traveling through St. Louis, if you happen to go through Town and Country, drive the speed limit. I don't think they're as bad as they used to be, but I know back in the at least early 90s till, I don't know, to the 2000s, they were terrible. You speed through there, they'll get you. Is that all I got? Nope, nobody's chatting, that's why. God, I hate or merger lane, whatever it's called. Suspension. Alright, I can get over to the next one. That's much smoother. Yeah, I don't know what they did when they poured that concrete, but they did not do it right. I mean, this one's not good that I'm in now, but it's better than the one to the left. Exit right.
Keep right.
Then keep right. Heading on down to Highway 170 now.
Right.
Up to Olive Boulevard. Oh, I wasn't out last night. I didn't see them, but I've been seeing them out more and more too, the state troopers. I see them a lot on Grabway out by where I live, way more than they should be, but that's because people drive like maniacs out there. And no matter how many accidents are, how many times you see the cops now shooting radar along that whole stretch of 30, they keep speeding. What are you doing? Get over. Step on your gas pedal. My God. Their lane was running out, so they were just starting to drive in the shoulder. They had their left blinker on, and they were way ahead of me. They weren't getting merging. I wasn't blocking them either. In fact, I slowed down to let them over. Yeah, doing like 5, 10 over the speed limit, I can understand that, but a lot of people are doing well over that these days. And, well, not just these days, it's been for a while. I've been noticing people speeding a lot more than they used to, because I used to be one of those speeders. I just can't do it in the van. It's not a race car. I haven't seen any Flower Child this week. think I might have done one Flower Child last week. Maybe not. I don't remember. Just amazes me how they still keep putting out catering orders pretty much every day, and then I'll just go weeks without seeing an order from certain restaurants. Bums me out on Flower Child though, because that's one of my favorite pickup places. Yeah, Jason, when you're up here in September, that'd be cool if you got one from Flower Child so you could see what I'm talking about. I don't know where all they have those. I didn't know it was a chain. But it is a chain. Still says my ETA is 10:24. That'll give me time to top off my tank at the good Costco and then run across the street to Jersey Mike's. Yeah, I got like 45 items on this. I don't know if it's box lunches. Certain restaurants you can't really tell by the item count. Like Uncle Julio's, like say Chick-fil-A. Morning, it's one of their bundles comes with 50 pieces of mixed fried chicken, and their choice of two, a big, like a half pan of mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, coleslaw, or fried okra. Yeah, I went right to where if I was actually going to place the order. Down to the penny, I found the package that it's getting. Because it says it's only one item. So it's only one catering package. What do they call that? The big meal bundle or something like that? Yeah, I missed you by a minute on the fish tank stream this morning, Night Watcher. You had said it was 7:40, and I just pulled it up at 7:41. That's my 30-minute warning. Running just a little behind. Well, behind my normal. I like to leave earlier. It's not that I like getting these pickups 30 plus minutes early, because then I got to sit there and wait. It's just I never know what I can run into between my house and to wherever I got to pick it up on the highways. Could be an accident. All of a sudden there's construction that wasn't there yesterday. Just anything that can slow me down. I don't want to be slowed down. But if I do get slowed down, I still can usually make it there on time. Yeah, the time I had to go to Bar Louie, I said, no, the Gypsy was telling me to take a different route. I'm like, why? Why would it be telling me that? It's right here. I'm gonna go the way I always go. I couldn't get across the Missouri River Bridge. So then I had to backtrack and get down to where the other bridge that it was trying to take me to. But since I left so early, I still got there 17 minutes early. So I still had time. I just had a bunch of added miles that day to get to the pickup because of that. Yeah, I just couldn't figure out why in the hell it wanted me to go the back way. That's why. I think the traffic was moving across the bridge just extremely slow, like at a crawl. But figured it out before I got all the way up to the bridge so I could bust a right, get off that highway, and cut down to the other one that would cut me through, get me to another bridge.
Then keep right.
Had I passed that road, I would have been screwed. I would have had to sit there and wait in that traffic. Yeah, I haven't seen Chevys. Whoa. Why are you driving so slow? Everybody just locked up the brakes in the slow lane. And I'm the next exit. I have to. It's one car to screw everybody up. The car ahead of me just, instead of stopping, just cut to the left real quick. So all of a sudden I got a ass end of a Jeep right in front of me. Wrangler. Stupid minivan driver.
Exit right. Then keep right.
I used to despise minivan drivers, but now a lot of those minivan drivers have moved to bigger SUVs or some kind of SUV. That's a Ford Flex, I think. No, yeah, that's a Ford Flex. Kind of a minivan. But they were doing like 45 on the highway. That screws up traffic. I'm trying to see what the driver looks like. Somebody very short, their head's not higher than their head's way down lower than the headrest, the top of the headrest. Yeah, it's an old short dude. Got a death grip with both hands on the steering wheel. That's illegal. You shouldn't be doing that. The cops are pulling people over for that. Cutting in the wrong, making a left into the exit. It's an exit only. Unless you're going the other way and you can make a right in there because they got that triangle thing. Yeah, I got to go right over there. But I'm going to swing in Costco real quick and top my tank off. With hopefully cheaper fuel than I got yesterday. None of them know how to drive. I don't know if they still do driver's ed in high school. That could be one of the issues. I took driver's ed when I was 15 years old. I think our car was a Ford Thunderbird at the time, like brand new. And it had the brake over there. The instructor was in the passenger seat when we were driving because 4 of us would go out in the morning before school actually started. And we'd swap out. 3 would be sitting in the back seat and then the other student in the driver's seat, and we'd swap out. The instructor rode shotgun and he had to step on the brake on me one time because I was doing like 2 miles per hour over the speed limit, so he tapped the brake. That screws, that messes with you when all of a sudden your brakes are being applied and you're not stepping on them. I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? I'm like, dude, don't do that. That screwed me up. I jumped on his ass for hitting the brake. I'm like, man, I was doing 2 over, no big deal. It was on the highway. Yeah, we had like a route each student would drive. I'll just go to the one I normally do. I'll turn her off. I don't need her telling me anything right now. Yeah, like you see in the old school, like 70s, they had those like driver things, simulators in the classroom. We didn't have those. We actually had real cars that we went out in. That was after my time. They didn't have a Taurus yet when I took driver's ed. That was 1985. Now, you know what? I might have been only 14 when I took driver's ed. Because I moved down here when I was 14. That had to be like 10th grade. Yeah. I think I was only 14 when I took driver's ed. Because I was like a year behind everybody. I was a September baby and started kindergarten when I was only 4 years old. I wish my parents would have waited a year and started me a year later. I may have done better in school. Well, one of my issues was I had ADD, and they didn't know what nobody knew what that was yet. Yeah. Well, Lisa seems to do it with no problem. But yeah, they didn't have a spot. Well, actually, there must not be a wait list down there now if you were able to get right back on it with no issues. I think there's a lot of newer drivers that aren't willing to take all the small orders to build up the numbers. Could be. I don't know. You know me, I speculate a lot. I can't even see if somebody's behind me in this mirror. Screen is so dim. $10:27. I got 21 minutes before pickup. Come on, dude. Start your car and go. You're the last one that's in my way. Everybody else done went. I remember not too long ago, it was hot outside. I didn't want to shut my motor off. And the attendant here was telling me I need to shut it off. It's against the law. I can't turn it off. It won't start. If I shut it off, there's something wrong with it right now. I left it running. I'll be right back. Well, it was $3.74 at that other Costco yesterday. It's not that here, but it's not as cheap as I thought it might be. It's $3.68. But, hey, 7 cents cheaper. Adds up with a tank like mine. Oh, no, I just filled it up yesterday, Night Watcher. I probably got about 80 miles on it. On a full tank. It was $83 yesterday, though, that I put in it. $50, shoot. When I got a half tank, maybe. What's that? Where's Shane at? Shane on here? Did he come back yet? Because this is a perfect example of why some of these like $20 and $30 orders, I can't do them because they're not profitable. And I can prove it right here on this receipt. I probably got about maybe 80 miles. I probably drove about 80 miles. Wait. When I know, probably 60 miles. I'm trying to think what I had 46. I did a little over 100 miles. So yeah, I probably got about 60 miles on the, well, including my drive here today. but it cost me $21.78 since I got gas yesterday and filled it up. There's 5.905 gallons. So if I've got an order that's paying $30 and I got to drive, 24 miles to get to the pickup, 8 miles to get to the drop off and come back home, that's why I can't do those. It's not profitable because I'm going to use $21 or more in gas to make 30 bucks. The only way those work is if I've got a very big order that goes along with it, because then it can balance it out a little bit. And that smaller order offsets my fuel prices. That's why I call it the gas money orders. And the bill money orders are the big ones. Like this one's only paying $119. And I'll probably spend 20 bucks in fuel to do it. I'm going straight. I am not going down to that other way to get in. But now if I had a freaking Prius to do these smaller orders, because a bulk of the orders I do can be delivered in a Prius. And I get that, like, I don't know, we'll say on the low end and get 44 miles to the gallon, when I know they can get like 52. A lot of gig workers seem to always say they get like 52 miles per gallon in their Prius. Now the Prius I might drive a little quicker than I do the van though. The thing is, if you're doing a lot of say I was doing a lot of Uber Eats down in the city, I don't often get up really much above 35 miles per hour, and I think that electric motor runs until you hit like 35 miles per hour in those. So there's a chance that if I'm doing city driving, I'd hardly even use any gas because it would just be running off that electric motor. I'm assuming the motor would have to kick on once in a while to charge that hybrid battery up. Well, you got high mileage on it. If you kind of like my truck when it was brand new only got 12 city, 17 highway, and it's got 221,000 miles on it, but I don't believe that's the original motor in it. I'm almost positive it's not, because unless they had the heads replaced on it. And I know it's got a newer fuel pump. I don't know how many miles was on it when the guy replaced the fuel pump, but yeah, running into the original owner of that truck helped clear some things up. But he said he never replaced the motor in it, but wherever it went after that, they may have did a motor swap. I don't know, but that gets like 6 to 8 miles to the gallon. It definitely doesn't get 12 miles to the gallon in the city. It might get 12 miles on the highway. I wouldn't want a fully electric car. I like the hybrids because you got the gas or it runs off the electric motor at lower speeds. You got the best of both worlds. One of those motors is still going to work usually. Less chance of getting stranded. I'm going to probably... That's Five Guys. What the hell's Jersey Mike's? Thought I was in front of Jersey Mike's. I'm going to go around the parking lot again. I just parked right in front of Five Guys, not Jersey Mike's. It's right next to it. I thought it was 2 doors down. This is a pretty tight parking lot. Like, I don't know what this lady's doing here. She's just sitting in the middle of the lane. She didn't know how to drive. Yeah, there's no way I can park right in front of their door. We're trying. There's a cyber truck right there, speaking of electric vehicles. Yeah, there's like 3 cars backed up right in front of Jersey Mike's here, and they probably all 3 work there. Yeah, this is a tight fitting spot right here. That cyber's truck's taking up the whole damn spot, damn near from side to side, front to back. That's not the original Cybertruck design. Well, it is. It's shrunk down. The original Cybertruck's much bigger. It was too big to drive on the roads. You never believe what the computer tells you, though. I tested the computer in here, and it's pretty spot on. Telling me my mileage, my miles per gallon, that is. Yeah, I tested it several times shortly after I got it, and it's pretty damn accurate. Yeah, it'd be nice if this Audi that's backed in would leave. I can't. Who the hell is working there that drives an Audi? That's because it's a 9-gallon gas gauge. Especially in Fords. Ford's notorious for that. They've got one gas gauge they put in the vehicles. It could have a 30-gallon gas tank and it's got a 9-gallon gauge. That's why it'll stay up on F for so long, and then once it starts to drop, it drops fast because then you're only got 9 gallons left. Yeah, I know. But they put a 9-gallon gauge in it. So it's going to stay up there on F for a little while, and then once it starts to fall, it falls a lot quicker. Because you've went through 4.5 gallons of gas already. They do that with a lot of vehicles, especially Ford. I know that's the Ford Escort, the 93 Escort I had. That was, I don't remember the size of the tank, but it had a 9-gallon gas gauge in it. That's when I found that out, because I'm like, boy, it'll be on F, it seems like forever, but once it starts to fall, it falls so quick. And then that got explained to me. I'm like, well, that makes sense. Yeah, and in my van, I'd only do orders like that if I was chasing numbers, like I did with Deliver That. I was chasing numbers, and I was upside down on so many freaking orders I did for them. That's when I got on them. I'm like, hey, why do you keep giving me orders way up north when I'm right down here in the city by all these other restaurants that do catering? And then lo and behold, all of a sudden I started seeing orders for down there in the city that I didn't have to drive so far for. And that's when they went off the geolocation, so they knew exactly where the hell I was. Oh, 8 minutes till pickup time. I guess I better swipe that I'm here. Now, apparently some people are seeing a glitch with the app. They'll swipe that they have arrived, and it'll ask them if they're sure they're at the right restaurant, the right location. Yeah, I just did it with 8 minutes. I'm gonna have to use my wagon. Normally I don't use my wagon to go into Jersey Mike's, but I couldn't. Oh, is that lady leaving? I take that back. this lady that's in a minivan in front row parking just loaded up her food, her Jersey Mike's, and she's leaving. Not a catering order, but it was in their boxes. I'm gonna back from here right into that spot. It's gonna take some maneuvering because I'm so tight in between two cars. I can't do it. I'm gonna have to drive around the parking lot to do this. That's crazy. Because I couldn't turn the wheel. My front end would hit the car to the right. Go ahead. Yeah, there's two cars parked in right in front. I bet they're both people that they both work in here. Otherwise, they wouldn't be backing into these parking spots. Oh, that dude's just leaving. Shut your door, dude, so I can back in. He sees me backing up and he opens his flipping driver's door and just stands there looking at me. Maybe he isn't an employee. But I'm probably going to take his parking spot. Now I'm fine where I'm at now. That's good enough for me. Time is 10:42. Not going in there yet. Oh, does that mean you're leaving after this order? Well, glad I'm not waiting to take that guy's spot because he's just sitting in his car. So he might work here. Yeah, I didn't think you're leaving today because you don't even have your car back yet. Unless you already went and picked it up. Which I don't think you did. You knew you weren't going to be here and you're holding on to orders? You're so greedy. No, I'm not going fishing today. I don't know when I'm going to go fishing. I need to go out to like Bush Wildlife. I tried Bush Wildlife twice last year with zero luck. And it was really humid those days too, and it wasn't fun. It wasn't crazy hot, but it was really humid. It was pretty warm, but it wasn't like we've had this heat wave we've been having. Yeah, I didn't pack if I'm planning on going fishing, this isn't going to put me anywhere near a lake after I'm done with it. It's only going 2 miles from here, 2.6 miles or something like that. 2.2 miles. Nowhere to fish around here. Now tomorrow, depending on my schedule, I may see if I can get some fishing footage somewhere. because then it's going to rain for like 3 days, but it's supposed to be mild tomorrow too. All right, I'll be back. I'm going to go get this order. Forgot my wallet. My first time picking up an order at this one, and it was all box lunches, but they really hadn't had anything even. They were just packaging them up. The boxes weren't even folded yet. They weren't full of sandwiches. So they took me past the pickup time. By what? 15 minutes. Well, I haven't completed it just yet. I am right now. Because now I'm actually ready to go. But I took the picture of them back there with the whole order. All the boxes are on the counter, wide open. I asked her if there's any drinks, because she didn't give me any drinks. Normally box lunches from here come with a drink. And these don't have any. She said, no, just sandwiches and chips. When's my drop-off time? I'm gonna still get this son of a gun there on time. Barely. I'm gonna pull up on time. Let me check something. It won't matter. Metrics have been waived. You not see me pulling out here, dude? You just pull right in front of me. That's why I couldn't pull out, because that lady's backing out. Morons. River's Edge Park. Now, is that out there? You know where Top Golf is? There's that Foundry or something, the venue, that big concert venue. Back behind there, going towards the Missouri River, there's a walking trail. There's a lake back there somewhere. And I went out there investigating one day, but it was too hot and too far for me to walk to try and find it. And I would probably want to get my bicycle tuned up that's in storage and use it out there and ride back there. And drag my wagon behind me, because that's what's going to have my fishing stuff in it. Or go really light gear. But I gotta have my little cooler or something with something cold, and my ice pack in case I get overheated. I gotta chill the blood. I'll have to look up River's Edge Park. I don't know if that's the lake I'm thinking of or not. I saw it. I can see it on the map, satellite view. But when I got out there, it was much further to walk than I thought. I thought I was going to get up on top of the hill and just look down, and there it was. And it's through these woods. Okay, I know the lake you're talking about. I haven't been to it yet, though. I just found out about it over the winter. But yeah, this year I've already been out there once looking. I had a delivery out there. Actually, I've delivered to that venue twice now, maybe 3 times, at least twice. I don't remember the bands. They were some no-name bands I'd never heard of, but somebody on my stream one day had heard of them. That was the first time I went out there. Yeah, I'm going to have to get probably my mountain bike, because that thing, pretty much all I got to do is put air in the tires and it's ready to go. I'll take my air pump with me just in case I got to pump them back up. Yeah, I remember the back tire just all of a sudden started going flat, and I just had new tubes and tires put on it at the I don't know, Soulard Bike Shop. I don't know the name of it. But yeah, I had new tires and tubes put in that thing. And 4 days later, it was fine for like 3 or 4 days, and then I rode it down to the bar I was working at. Went back for not long. I come out and my back tire's flat, and I swear somebody let the air out of it there. But we reviewed the footage. Nobody ever touched it. It just somehow mysteriously leaked after getting a brand new tube, tires, and front and back, and holding air for 3 or 4 days, and then it just went flat. But it'll hold air for a little while. It just goes flat. Thinking about taking it to a bike shop and getting new tubes put in it again. The tires are fine. They're brand new. I barely rode on them. They're smoother too. They're not knobby like mountain bikes would be. Those slow you down. Knobbies, if you're riding on pavement, knobbies really slow you down quick. If you're coasting and you just quit pedaling and coast, those knobbies slow you down. So I was riding my bike around Soulard all the time, and I didn't need knobby tires. I wasn't riding it off-road. So I had better tires put on it for the terrain. That's my Jeep. It's a Jeep brand. I bought it from a customer at the snow cone stand the second snow cone stand I had. He came with his Jeep Liberty when he bought his Jeep Liberty, but he was a really tall guy, and it just wasn't a big enough bike for him. But it was a really good bike, disc brakes and everything. I paid I gave him $150 for it. It has the front shocks. I don't think it has back shocks. Yeah, he rode the Grant's Trail a lot, or TrailNet, whatever they're calling it. And he didn't like those bikes with the shocks, especially the rear ones, because when you're trying to pump the pedals, the shocks would go down and work against you. Never thought about that until he told me that. Now, if you're coasting over bumps and stuff, the shocks would be great, but when you're really trying to get some speed, like off the line, he said the rear shocks really work against you. Or some mountain bikes have like that one mono shock in the middle. But yeah, that bike was just fine for me. But that guy had like 9 inches height on me. Or whatever happened to him. I had some regulars down at that snow cone location that I met that summer. They were come up there all the time, and then after I was unable to open it again, thanks to some county bullshit, I never saw them again. They didn't come up to my other snow cone stand the next year. A couple of them did, but most of them didn't. I've delivered where I'm going right now before, and it can be a pain in the butt for me to find a parking spot here. I Googled it when I was in there waiting for this order. Jason, when you get to your setup or drop off, let me know when you swipe that you've arrived. If it tells you to verify, if it asks you if you're sure you're at the right drop off or something like that, because 2 different people right now on the beta chat are having that issue. This guy Ray said it's happened at every drop off today, and Valerie down in Vegas has said the same thing, and I'm not having an issue. It's usually the opposite. I'm the one with an issue that they don't have. But they're having some geofence issues. It should be right up here on the left. Yeah, I see the building. Question is, can I find a parking spot in front? It looks like I can. How am I going to get to that parking spot? Because I kind of got to make a U-turn. Oh, I see what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull on this side street here and then just back up the shoulder. That's what I'm going to have to do. I hate doing stuff like this in Clayton. I'll get as close as I can. I would have liked to got closer to their front door, but the spot there somebody just took with a box truck and a small compact car. There was 2 spots, 2 better spots than where I'm at. These are old meters here. It says compact car only. Yeah, I'm putting the hazards on. My drop-off time is in 1 minute. Actually, right now. Doesn't matter, though. I'll be right back. I'm going to lock the doors, even though I'm in Clayton. I don't trust people. Damn it. Oh, I'm warm. Oh boy. Gypsy took me to the wrong building. I knew that right as soon as I loaded up the wagon and started walking. I'm like, oh shoot, I remember this the last time. Damn, Gypsy took me to the wrong building and did it again. It's the next block up and I was already loaded. So I walked and it's uphill a whole way to get there. But it was downhill to get back. I'm hot though. Even though it's milder out, it's hot. I mean, that girl was cute. And she walks like she knows she's cute. Looking at her in my mirror. I need to plug my phone in. Y'all, you're already done with the delivery? Mine was successful. I don't know what I did to my left wrist a couple days ago. It's real tender through here. And it does this once in a while, and then it'll eventually just snap out of it. Literally, it just stops hurting. Like, no, like the pain fading away slowly, it's just gone. And I hit it with my massager yesterday, and that hurt. That did not feel good, so I hit all the nerves. I ran it all up and down my arm thinking maybe it's something up here that's infecting it down here, because that happens too. Like when you move your fingers, I'm moving my fingers, your muscles are contracting up here. Back when I did all them tricks on the bicycles all the time, well, that worked these fingers a lot. I had a really strong grip, and I can move each finger and it just bulge out with each finger, the muscle that controls it up here. It was pretty wild. Me and all my buddies had that. It was just a big freaking hump that came up with our finger muscles. Even though our fingers are down here, muscles are up here. You can even do it to yourself. You'll see it move each finger individually, and you'll see the muscles just, it's pretty wild. I don't know, weird things. Did I get a text? Oh, Curry. They rush delivery. They want to know if I'll go do it for $13.85. You out of your mind? Did you not just hear me talking about gas mileage earlier? That's why I can't do those small Curry orders that I gotta drive 25 miles to get to, and then it's going 4 miles for $19. Not gonna happen, Curry. Curry's not even open. Where is my Curry? See if there's a Curry that's actually, no, of course, now I'm done with the catering order. There's no Curry orders. Nada. But I got a full tank of gas. Yeah, I think having that truck when I started doing gig work. Oh, I got my steps for sure, Night Watcher, because it's not a steep hill, but shoot, 2 days ago I would have barely been able to make it up there because of the heat. But I felt the heat. It's not as hot as it has been, but it's still warm outside. Don't let the weatherman fool you. But they even said that it's gonna be more mild, but and the humidity is gonna be lower, but it's still out there. Tesla there, Tesla behind me. A lot of Teslas over here in Clayton. Did they have it ready on time? I guess they would have had to have. I'm trying to snap my wrist to make it fix. The right one used to have an issue, but that was from snowboarding. A snowboarding incident, not really an accident. Just a snowboard going out from underneath of me and me catching myself with my hands when I flip back on my back. That doesn't go out of whack too often anymore. Not as much as it used to. I think I finally got it back in the shape. I'm just people watching right now before I get out of here. Thinking I'm just going to have to head right back down the road, yeah, and go to 170 and just go back that way. I'm far enough out here yet. Yeah, Jersey Mike's is usually ready for me too, but I've never picked up from this location. That's a first. I've done an Uber out of there one day when I was over at Costco. But they didn't have, I mean, I got a picture. They had all the, in fact, I showed it to the customer. I said, this is where they were when I got there. And I went in there 4 minutes early. But she said, oh no, you're right on time. I go, yeah, but for you, I am. What is this Jeep in front of me doing? I'm getting ready to pull out. It's backing up like I did, backing up the road instead of turning around. Oh, that's all right. I'm going to stay right where I am because I left myself plenty of room between the back end of my van and this Tesla behind me so I could open my doors. And they're going to hit my damn bumper with their tire. I don't think they realize they got a tire on the back of that Jeep. 32 minutes from home over here.
Let's go.
Yep, that's what's going to have me do. Yeah, this guy made it literally, he backed up so close to the front of my van, it's impossible for me to pull forward. So I am thankful I left myself that extra room in front of the Tesla behind me, because this asshat just made it impossible for me. You don't park that close to somebody. Because I won't even be able to pull directly out. I'm going to have to two-stage it maybe, or I'm going to clip the, I'm just going to do it. I got to wait for this truck to get by me. Asshole. Read my lips, mother trucker. Do that to people. People drive like assholes over here, especially when it comes to parking. I was going over to see my attorney one day for a traffic ticket I got a long time ago because I was still in my Volkswagen Scirocco. So, you know, that was late 80s or very early 90s. And this guy in a Beamer, yuppie POS, he had pulled forward to back into a spot. Well, it was a pretty big spot. And I just zipped in nose first right into the spot, backed up just like a foot, and I was perfect. He was so pissed. But hey, that's what they do here. They do it to me, so I get them back when I can sometimes. That was my backup reserve lawyer I was going to see that time. I don't remember what the traffic ticket was, but it had to be something that was a little harder to fix, else I wouldn't have been seeing old Van Dieven and Associates, because he was more expensive, but he could fix anything. And it was the first traffic attorney I ever used. My economics teacher gave me his number in high school, 12th grade. He's like, if you're gonna drive fast, you're gonna need a good lawyer. He had a real raspy voice. Mr. Fowler was his name. He was a riot. He was quitting smoking. And he's up there at the podium trying to talk to class, and he had such a wad of gum in his mouth. He'd just pull it out and stick it on the podium until he was done, finished talking. And he had like a whole pack of Bubblicious in his mouth or something. But he was great. He was hilarious. I'm sure he's no longer alive. Old friend of mine, Big John Cool, apparently passed away either this morning or yesterday or something. I saw it all over the Facebook. Everybody saying R.I.P. John Cool, or rest in peace. Big John, because he was a big guy. Super nice. He's a big teddy bear. One of the nicest guys you could ever meet. But I know he's had a lot of health problems over the years. Lots of them. Yeah, neighbor called the police on me one time because it was his first day off in like 3 or 4 years. Like like 7 days a week straight. He had not had a day off in like 3 or 4 years.
Exit right.
Then it was his birthday and he took off. So after the bar closed, I was running up the street. We all went, most people that was in the bar, we all took it to my backyard. And my crazy ass neighbor called the police. I wouldn't let the police in my backyard. I told them if they came in the backyard, that they would be considered trespassing. And then I'd have to call the police and have them arrest you. We had to take the party somewhere else though. I said, we're not even being loud. We're all adults here. There's this fucking crazy neighbor Ann. I told her I was going to have my aunt raise her rent for calling the police on me because she rented from my Aunt Betty. My Aunt Betty owned that duplex. There was only like 12 of us. It was about 1:30-ish in the morning. Probably about 2-ish. But I even told the officer, listen, this is this man's first day off in like whatever, 3 or 4 years, whatever it was. And we're just doing a little celebrating.
Exit
And I didn't get
right.
off work till like 15, 20 minutes ago. So that's why we're here so late. That nutcase lady finally moved. I wasn't really living, I don't think, yeah, I was still living there after she moved. She bought a house somewhere. She was nuts. Yeah, he had newspaper routes, like from a van. That's why he worked 7 days a week. He delivered newspapers for the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, the Journal, which in my area at the time was the Suburban Journal, but different areas they were in. I know he had to get rotator cuff surgery at least once from throwing the newspapers. I don't know if he had to get it on both or just one, but I know he went under the knife more than once for rotator cuff issues from throwing the newspapers. Yeah, he drove around a big van while he'd have like 3 or 4 people in the back rolling the papers and stuffing them into plastic bags. If there was no rain in the forecast, they didn't use the plastic bags. I think that might have only been the Post-Dispatch that got the plastic bags. I don't remember. That was in the 90s and I drank a lot. You might. I'm 26 minutes from home. According to Gypsy. I'm going to have my order of sushi for lunch. I don't know what he did to their wasabi, but I told him it didn't have a whole lot of heat to it. It wasn't very hot. And the last couple times I got sushi there, their wasabi's a lot hotter. Whole lot hotter. I think next time I'm just going to have them make it fresh for the $6. Because I'm going to tell them, don't put the pickled ginger in there and don't put the damn soy sauce in there. I don't use either of it. Pickled ginger, it's kind of a garnish, but what it's for when eating sushi, if you're eating different types of sushi, it's a palate cleanser. You eat it in between the different types of sushi to cleanse your palate and get it ready for the next type of sushi. I'm only getting one type of sushi. I don't need the pickled ginger. I don't eat it anyway. Even if I'm eating more than one type. I'm not a big fan of it. It's good for you. Ginger's real good for the body. Also, thanks everybody that was here yesterday on both streams, because I hit 1,300 watch hours as of this morning. It only updates like once a day, so I can't keep going and checking, so I check it in the morning. And I was at 1,288 yesterday, and I was at straight up 1,300 today. Slowly inching forward to get to that 3,000 mark to get partial monetization unpaused, and then another 1,000 hours after that, we'll get full monetization back. Oh shit, what did you just put in there? Yeah, it's pickled ginger. The pink stuff, it's pickled ginger. Who makes the sushi at Wegmans? Do they actually have a sushi chef? Or do they actually buy it pre-made? Some grocery stores just buy it pre-made, but Deerbergs and Schnucks here, they actually have an in-house sushi chef that makes it. And the one I originally worked at, the Schnucks I worked at, the Palace on Ballast, their flagship store, they had two sushi chefs there, a guy and a girl. They're both still there. I don't know what they get paid, but it's got to be pretty good.
And then keep left.
And by working there, I want to say they're union, so they're good. They'll be getting union benefits.
Keep left.
I've been hearing some good things about the electricians union here, local 1. They're in need of them, and man, do they pay good. Six-digit salary, being a union electrician here. Not to mention the great benefits package that comes with that, and pension. Yeah, if any youngsters are out there that are actually listening to me, wanting to get a job, go to the electricians hall down on Hampton and get in their apprenticeship program. Work your way up. No need to go to a tech school. They'll train you. So that'll save you money right there. Or you want to go in there with a bit of knowledge, go to a tech school first. I can't remember I just read a bunch of stuff on this from union electricians a couple days ago on the Facebook. Some lady was just asking for info from any of the union electricians that might be on the Facebook group for my area. Her son's wanting to become an electrician and what the best route is to do that. Wants to become a union electrician. God, what's in this air? Something smells funny out here. My van's running cool too. Like cooler than normal. With the AC cranking. It's usually all the way up to 210 and it's under that. Yeah, I had no idea. I knew the electricians, one of the best paying unions. I didn't know they paid that well. Union plumbers here can make good money too. I know my ex-brother-in-law was making, when he became a journeyman, which didn't take him too long, that upped him to $42 an hour as a union plumber, but he was laid off all the time. That's another problem with these union jobs, especially like floor layers. They're laid off all the time. But right now there's more work than they have electricians from what I read in that thread. Like a whole lot more, and it's going to be ongoing for years. I have no desire to do it now, but shit, 35 years ago I might have. Electrician, not floor layers. I was a floor layer, and I wasn't in the union, and my uncle was the head of that union, Local 1310. My buddy that was a union floor layer always told me I was crazy. He said, with your uncle being the head honcho, I could become a foreman in no time. Hiring for chefs too. Oh, Wagmans. I wouldn't. The only thing I would go back to doing a grocery store is working in the produce department.
Hazard reported ahead.
I really enjoyed working in the produce department. And you can make more money. I know, because I've been a chef at one grocery store and produce at another. I made better money once I got bumped up to assistant produce manager. Before that, I wasn't. Yeah, that jumped me like $8 an hour. It jumped me up when I became assistant produce manager. And I was still union. Sometimes management in the grocery stores are not union because if there's a strike, somebody's got to run the store. And they got to pretty much know how to work in every department too. But that's usually like your store directors, the higher up management in the store, not departmental management. I can get over. Now I'll probably buffer when I get up here to 44 shortly. I've been buffering right there. The signal doesn't work anymore there. I don't know why. Yeah, I was blown away. They were saying some electricians out there making $200,000 a year. I'm like, Jesus. I don't know about the carpenters, how they do now. I know how they used to. It wasn't that good. Through conduit. Conduit. Because my buddy's... That's what he did. All he did was pull lines. And got paid really well to do it. This is where I might go buffering. It shows I still have a little bit of 5G. I think it's when I get around the turn up here. It'd be nice if Frederick sent me one of those big jumbo van orders at 12:30. I'd like to see one of those.
In 0.6 of a mile, keep left.
With no split. Yeah, that's where I was. I was an assistant produce manager at the Shop and Save at Kings Highway and Chippewa. Were you working there up until they closed? Or was this a long time ago?
Keep left.
Yeah, I worked at that when they built the Schnooks at Ballas in Manchester. I actually started like 2 days after they opened the store. They had already, the rest of the crew in the Chef's Express department had trained, most of them had trained at the old location a couple weeks before they opened that store. But I came fresh right into the brand new store 2 days after they opened. Oh, I thought you did the ride share already. Oh, you were in the dairy department? Kadir. I can't pronounce his last name. He was our dairy manager. Kadir something. K-A-I or K-A-D-I-R. He's Bosnian. Man, he was into watching YouTube videos on his phone all day long while he was at work. He was pretty cool though. He's really into guns too. And America. Bill,
In 1 mile, exit right.
Surtek, I think his name was Surtek, Bill Surtek. That was our produce manager. He was molding me to take his position when he retired in like a year, but then they closed. He had a year left. He'd been there 39 years. I don't think he was going to quit working though right away because his wife had 3 heart attacks. He was living paycheck to paycheck barely. Zyrtec. No, that's some allergy pills. Zyrtec. Something like that. It was like Russian or Polish or Turkish or Lithuanian. I don't know what it was. Cool dude though. I really enjoyed working with him. He was a good boss and good coworker. And he knew his shit.
Exit right.
Really better. He'd been there for 9 years. And most of that had been produce. I know after when I took over as the department second, or assistant produce manager, I was the department second.
Keep left.
Steve, the guy that was the department second, he went to the Kirkwood store, and that's how I got that position. When we were doing the first inventory without Steve, he was all worried
Keep left. And then
about having to do it.
right.
I forgot what he called them, but usually after him and Steve did inventory, then he had to go upstairs to the office to enter. I don't know. It usually took him like an hour and a half because all kinds of these problems he had to fix. I don't know what they were. I don't remember because it's been a while now. And he was he was stressed out. I'm like, man, it's just inventory. I'm really good at doing this stuff, and I'm fast at it. He went up there, man, he was back down in like 10 minutes with the biggest smile on his face. He couldn't believe it. I'm like, dude, I told you, don't sweat it. I'm not Steve. I said, I've done all kinds of inventories over the years. It just might have been my first one with you. Doesn't mean I was gonna screw it up like Steve did. And Steve had been doing it for years. God, what did he call them? Because it was some kind of like a fix. He had to go up and fix a lot of stuff. It usually took him like an hour and a half, 10 minutes. And he said like 3 or 4 minutes of it was him just sitting there in awe thinking, I can't believe I'm already done. I thought it was pretty cool. It was a good attaboy. He was good about giving me an attaboy when needed, when deserved. Other bosses would never do that. They just point out what the hell you did wrong. Well, when I transferred to that store from Gravois and Gustine, I guess, or something like that, I had the first night I closed, well, the closer's got to do all kinds of stuff, stock some stuff, whatever. But I come in the next day, he was worried about me closing by myself because I really hadn't been with the company very long. And when I got there the next day, man, he was smiling, shaking my hand. I'm like, what gives? He's like, man, I came in, it looked like grand opening. I'm like, what's that mean? That's when I found out, like if we had the corporate coming in for an inspection or for a visit or whatever they want to call it, he would say we need to make it look like it's grand opening. Basically, you got to have the department looking pretty damn perfect. Everything stacked with good produce, no bad produce. Cull through all the bad stuff, throw it away. Make sure everything's full. And he said that's what it looked like when he came in. He's like, I barely had to do anything this morning. I go, well, that should be, how it should be done. I go, I call it setting the next guy up for success. I did it in the restaurant industry, the bar industry. I mean, everything. Always set up the next guy for success. Yeah, he was amazed. It was pretty cool. I'm like, dude, I was bored. I don't really have to help any customers. I just unloaded the back room and put it out on the floor. Stocked everything I could. Hell, I didn't do anything probably the last hour I was there. I literally had nothing to do. I was out of crap to stock. Yeah, they always take a little. I get docked 50 cents every time I get paid per order. Even if I say I do 3 orders and they all come through on the same transfer, I get docked $1.50 to cover the transfer, the ACH transfer. I still get it done the old way. I don't like that card because then there's another middleman between the company I earned the money from and me getting it into my bank. But when you get that card, you can use the money 15 minutes after you do the delivery. You shouldn't be getting docked anything if you got to go into the Every card and not your bank account. That's my problem. I have it go directly to my bank account the next day, except on the weekends. All these companies are going to take money. It used to be, the thing is, you can see it now. A long time ago, they just had all those fees tied up into something that you didn't even see. You've always been paying it. You just didn't know it. This company's getting more transparent. I see a sign for a yard sale. Guess where I'm going? I think I got 40 cash in the wallet. I always ask them if they take Venmo these days, though. Venmo or Cash App. I'm going to turn the Gypsy off. I don't need Gypsy on, telling me to go the other way. I figured you already had that card. Yep, I still do it the old school way. Bunch of low tippers in these apartments here. I used to deliver to them. I didn't like delivering to these apartments right here. Pizzas for St. Louis Pizza and Wings. They didn't tip well. And they're right in a nice subdivision too. Okay, I've only seen that one yard sale sign. I haven't seen another, so where's this yard sale at? I'm going to pull over in the shade here for a second so I can read what you just said. Oh, they did. They're forcing them to do it now. What sound isn't working, Lisa? Yeah, make sure you're looking at your app at 1 o'clock. It's an iPhone thing right now. Yeah, you got to shut the app off and then you'll hear the notification sound. They're working on getting it fixed. They're working on, that's a glitch they're working on right now. There's a bug. But it's iPhones. Android, I keep hearing mine. But the iPhones is where the issue is. Ha ha. Like if you turn it on your Android, you'll hear it. Should be able to hear it. I don't think I passed the yard sale, but I've only seen that one neon peak sign, that the arrow saying yard sale today. I think I see it. I didn't look at the address on the thing. It just said yard sale. I don't even know if it said an address. If it's up here, I think it's a lot of clothes. Typically, I can tell if I want to go look without even getting out of my damn van. I don't need a bunch of fold-up chairs. That's what those are. I don't need any clothing. I don't need baby stuff. I don't think there's a damn thing in there. Oh, there's a pool right there, though. I didn't know there was a swimming pool over here, or I don't remember it, and a tennis court. That's a perk to live in this subdivision. That looks like all bric-a-brac crap. I don't need a damn thing. I don't see a damn thing in there that I want. Any girls in bikinis at the swimming pool? Huh? If there are, they're not up walking. Oh, God, an old lady in a freaking one piece. I didn't need to see that. Old wrinkly ass. They got a golf cart, 2 golf carts in their garage. I saw another golf cart just a few doors down. Hell, it looked like they may have 3 golf carts in the garage. There's a golf cart in the driveway next to the house with the yard sale. You accepted one for tomorrow? Jesus, talk about work until the minute you leave. I would have already marked it. I'm not available for the next 2 weeks. I'm done. Vacation time. Yeah, that wasn't a good yard sale. Oh, I see. Oh, you know what? Jason, when you're up here, no, it wouldn't work because you'd have to be in you'd have to have your zone in my market. If I tried to transfer you an order while you're up here, you wouldn't meet the criteria because you're not in the right market. Because I guarantee I'd get some that you would do that I'm not going to do. We may have to look into that a little more to make sure that you won't have the same issue the last time if you transfer up here for a week. Man, wrist is bothering me. It won't. I'm trying to get it to snap. Chiropractor can get it to snap back into place. DoorDash. Yeah, she set herself up in LLC. I remember this when she was on UDM's. UDM interviewed her one night on one of his live shows. She set herself up in LLC. All her DoorDash money is income to the LLC. Then she paid herself with taxes and everything withheld from the LLC, her company, to make it easier on tax time. But she, according to my buddy, as much money in the end as if you did it a different way, which is not that way. But that way, you're basically those taxes and your personal taxes when it comes tax time. I'm almost home. I'm almost home. Almost time to eat. because it's been well over 12 hours since I ate last. What did I eat? 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock? Yeah, it's been like 16 hours since I ate. Yeah, you can. Absolutely, you can. CEO of the company and an employee. She's proof she was doing it. In fact, my snow cone stand, when I first incorporated it, my accountant told me not to just take cash to pay myself. Have it all in writing, do everything legitimately, and pay myself. But I told him I just take cash when I need it. No, you don't want to do that. Get everything documented. Even if I put money into the business needs to pay you back. But yeah, he said to go ahead and file a W-2, do taxes as a 1049. That's from the earnings you made from the snow cones. I never did it that way, by the way. I just took cash when I needed it. It was a cash business. Bills needed to be paid. I paid it directly out of the business account. I also fired that accountant. Not because he didn't know what he was doing, it's because he wanted to. I was only open 6 months out of the year, and he wanted to charge me. I paid him like $120 a month for his services, but he wanted me to pay him that in the 6 months that I wasn't open. I'm like, why in the hell would I do that? I have no sales. There's no reason to hire you. Oh, I guarantee the IRS ain't going to tell you not to do it that way, because they're going to make more money off you. Did you watch that video I sent you with the guy with the turban and the long beard? He really broke it down how Trump's trying to make it to get rid of our income taxes and replace it with the IRS with the ERS, like external revenue service or something like that. But as of right now, the tariffs still aren't proven enough. They need the 10x on the tariff returns before they can get rid of our income taxes. And that's just going to be federal. I'm sure the states still going to charge us our state income tax. Yeah, you need to watch that, because it really explains a lot of stuff that you might want to know. That's why I said ignore the thumbnail, since it had Trump's face on it, and you're going to think it's all big Trump lover guy. There's a lot of stuff I watch that isn't. It may have Trump on the thumbnail, but they're not exactly pro-Trump. Yeah, New York's horror, especially New York City. New York City, you almost pay 55% of your income goes to taxes. That's why this YouTuber I watch moved from New York City to Jersey. I mean, his taxes is still high, but not as high as they were. And he's making a lot of money from YouTube, so they're taking a whole lot of money in New York. Oh, I figured since your car was in the shop, you had some free time. I'm in my driveway. It's 12:18. I'd have liked to have another $100 order. That'd been nice. Told you. I was trying to tell you that last night. Yeah, it's David with GigSafe trying to get money everywhere he can before people get rid of GigSafe once they figure out it's not good or something. Whether that, I don't know if it's not good or not, but if you've already got the motor vehicle report through GigSafe somewhere else, tell them that. Or the background check. Tell them to search their records for the same check they had done somewhere else. The same check should apply everywhere. It takes me back to rental properties. One of the biggest complaints from the people looking for a place to rent was all these different landlords. They all wanted a credit check anywhere from a $10, $15 fee upwards to a $75 fee. And there wasn't one universal one. I was trying to get that to where we could do a universal one at our office that potential tenant could take to any landlord and say, look, here's my background and police record check right here. Then they pay a one-time fee to us for like $50 to get it done, but we could never get the landlords on board with that. Right. I understand that. But if that same check has already been done through GigSafe, through, say, EXPEDITE, why do you have to pay for it again over here? Or if Zifty had it done, well, I don't think Zifty uses GigSafe, but Meals Now does. And there's a lot of people getting on board with GigSafe, a lot of different platforms. I mean, he must be a good snake oil salesman, hooking all these people up with it, because he tries to get to do their pay like every. To handle the pay, so he can get that little fee every time that somebody gets paid, and make just more passive income, really, for their company. It's a different company, but it's the same damn background check through the same company. The company Meals Now is different from EXPEDITE, but GigSafe is the same company doing the same background check. Do you not smell what I'm cooking? They have it in their records that they just did that check somewhere else. So it should apply to every company that GigSafe is doing the background checks with. That one should apply to all of them. And it's typically a 5-year motor vehicle report. God, this will not stop. Every time I move my wrist, I feel it. And it's 3 days now. Yeah, well, yeah, it's GigSafe is the same company. They're just representing other companies and doing the background checks for other companies. But if they've already done the check, they're just taking money from people that they shouldn't be paying. Well, they're doing background checks and all that, and pay management, I guess, payroll. But since EXPEDITE's already got Every and invested a bunch of money getting that whole Every card and all that set up, they're not just going to hand it over to GigSafe, because they were with Every before GigSafe came around. They are. GigSafe is running the checks. It's through GigSafe. Because every company that's using the GigSafe, you're going through them. That's who's running the background check. They probably misled you. I don't know. And I now, like Zippy, I don't know who they use. I just know I've heard some weird requirements on photos and all kinds of stuff, but I'm not on there, so I don't know. And I guarantee if they're going to want to charge me money to get on Meals Now, and I've just had that check done somewhere else, I'm going to say, no, you're going to pull it up in your records, or I'm at least going to try and get out of paying that $20. I mean, really, the money you can make out of that app is worth paying the $20. You'll make it back, and you should be able to make it back pretty quick. But like that $40 I spent on dispatch, I've never done a delivery with. I never paid for one on Expedite, but I did on Deliver That twice. They didn't need to charge me for that twice. When they suspended me because it was just over a year before I took my first delivery, and then I did a quick 25, and that opened me up to be the next tier level driver, and that's when they reviewed it and saw that I'd went a year without doing a delivery, and they suspended me. I swear that company has something against me, and I don't know what or why. Because it's just a push of a button. They didn't have to suspend me. They didn't. I mean, there was still 4 years left of that motor vehicle report. They didn't have to do that and make me pay it again, and go through the new onboarding test. And they kept my deliveries, so they my delivery count. They didn't get rid of that. But they made me start over as a new driver, basically. And then I had to go 90 days before I could get to that preferred driver level or whatever it was. I did twice. And it went up. Yeah, you barely, for no reason, you'll get suspended on Deliver That. I mean, the hell, for the ice on the roads that day when I had to cancel an order, because I couldn't leave my freaking street. I tried. They put me right back on later that afternoon, but I told them it was unethical that they would suspend me for a quarter inch of ice being on all the roadways. You can't drive on it. I go, you can't force your drivers in an unsafe situation to still drive on it. I mean, I couldn't drive, so I can't even make it a foot down my road without sliding back over up against the curb. I'd get out to the middle and then I'd slide right back over. I mean, what do I gotta film this in action so they would believe me? I made it out of my driveway, down my alley, and out to the main road. Then I was on the road in front of my house, and I couldn't even drive down it. Luckily, at that end, though, there was no cars, else I would have been sliding into cars. That would have sucked. Yeah, it was straight. We had almost 11 hours of ice come down on us here. I was shocked more people weren't canceling their orders that day. I was shocked that the restaurants weren't canceling them. I mean, they may have. I don't know. I would imagine there was a bunch of them that canceled orders that day because of the weather conditions. I mean, if you're out trying to drive in that, you're not just putting yourself in harm's way. Anybody that's around you, even just parked cars, you're putting them at risk trying to drive in that stuff. Ugh. Snap back into place. That's all it's got to do. Something's got to snap, and my wrist will be not even hurting it, like it never happened. Whatever did happen. Pickerel, that's his last name, David Pickerel. I had that damn Vaccaro's gas station in my head, and I kept thinking David Vaccaro. I'm like, no, that's not right. Something sounds kind of similar, but it's not that. It's Pickerel. He's the gig safe guy. I think RMDA is a partner with GigSafe as well. Pretty sure. Yeah, I think he's figured out a way to, finally figured out a way he can make money off all these different gig, well, a lot of different gig apps. Yeah, if you could figure out some kind of company that to run that all these gig apps could benefit from, shit, go after it. Something you could, I don't think there's anything you can do to make a little something every transaction, like every delivery. Yeah, well, I'm sure we'll hear something when it gets here. The only effect it would have on me is if Expedite gets more deliveries out of it, which that would be cool. I'm fine with that. Why wouldn't I be? I really want to get a hold of Deerbergs, but I don't want to talk to them and say the wrong stuff. I don't want to say anything wrong to make them not want to get on board with like EasyCater or Expedite. And I don't know what the wrong thing would be that I could say to them. I have to go check my email. I came up with a good pitch, me and Grok or Claude, a long time ago. I'm hoping. I'm really hoping it really helps out. It can't hurt to have more orders flooding the system. I just don't know if it'll do anything in my market. I don't know who all uses this RMDA. Not sure how that works. I need to look into what that is more. I mean, I looked into it like 3 years ago because I tried to become a driver with them. I tried to see how I could get deliveries directly from them. Follow me? Kind of like I did the same with EasyCater. How can I deal directly with you and cut all the middlemen out of the way? You just send me the real big orders that pay really well, that need to get delivered properly, and I'll do them. But that's when they told me I needed to have my own fleet of drivers. Then I can get orders from them. I'm like, yeah, it's not going to work. I know I could get one driver at least to that fleet. But they would probably shaft me and send me all the low-paying orders to get delivered, and not the big ones. Well, Kevin Polk, I think the owner of that Jackrabbit, I think he lives in Florida. So of course it's going to be bigger where he lives, just like Expedite. They're out of Philly, and look how busy they are there. I mean, Josh sees the big orders every day. I wish more restaurants were on the EasyCater here, so my market wasn't as small, so they wouldn't think the volume was as low. What up, Shane? Nice. I only have one today. I'm sitting in my driveway. I'm getting ready to go eat sushi. I was waiting to see if I got a 12:30 order, but I didn't. My house isn't as hot as it's been, and there's been some things I wanted to do, but it's been so damn hot in there I didn't want to do them. I've got AC. It was so hot. It was too hot for the AC, except for my bedroom was nice and cool. Yeah, I know they do. Yeah, the catering market's strong there. Strong with the force it is. Yeah, you weren't on when I got gas earlier, Shane. It cost me like $21.83, and I just filled the tank up yesterday. And I have maybe 60 miles on that gas. And it cost me $21.83 to fill it back up. That's why I like these small curry orders that don't pay enough, that I've got to drive like 60, 70 miles to get done. That's why I can't do them when they're paying like 30 bucks. Because I would end up losing money just because of fuel costs. I'm not even factoring in the maintenance costs you're supposed to factor in per mile. Trying to fix this damn wrist. Oh, yesterday I had like $83 to fill it up. And then I put another $21.83, like 82 or something like that yesterday. 81, I don't know. It was over $80, but I was down at a quarter a tank. I wasn't down much today. $21.78. That's what it cost me. 5.905 gallons. Because I was by the good Costco on my pickup this morning. So I topped it off before I picked up, because their gas is a little cheaper over there. I paid $3.68 a gallon, $3.69 a gallon. And I paid $3.74 a gallon yesterday, or $3.75 a gallon. I'm rounding up that 1/10 to make it go up. Yeah, and I needed almost 6 gallons of gas. I went through almost 6 gallons of gas. That was on my way home from the first drop off yesterday. Then I went and did that other delivery. That put like 50. Okay, yeah, it was more like 70 miles I think I had on that gas. However, the distance was from here to that pickup this morning. Let me see. I'll tell you. Uno momento, por favor. Okay, it won't let me do that, so let's see here. Let me figure out mileage real quick, because I had 46, then I ended up I think I drove like 101 or 103 total miles yesterday, so there was like 54 miles on that gas yesterday. Plus where are you at, Costco? That's not the right Costco. Where's the right Costco? There it is.
Let's get started.
Plus
Drive
24
safe.
miles. It's where it's 70. Yeah, there's about 75, 76 miles on that gas. So it cost me to drive that, what did it say, 75 miles, it cost me almost $22. 20, what was that again? 20. Yeah, about 22 bucks to drive 70 miles, 75 miles. So when it's like gonna run me 75 miles to do a $30 order, there's no money left. It's all going in the tank and maintenance. Yeah, I've been waiting to break down some numbers so I can kind of explain to people why I declined a lot of these orders. Now, if I have a big catering order that I can do with a smaller catering order, the big catering order balances it out a little bit to where I can afford to lose a little bit on the mileage on that smaller order because I'm making it up on the bigger order. Yeah, I paid $3.75 yesterday, and that whatever I just said it was today, $3.69, something like that. About 6 cents difference. Usually it's unless gas went up in both places today. Lately it's been like a 20-30 cent difference per gallon between the two different Costco's. That's why I was shocked it was only like 6 cents less. Yeah, it's sometimes hard for me to really put into words why I make some of the decisions I do when it comes to declining or accepting orders. There's multiple factors go through my head. Like if they own, like last Saturday, for Saturday, on Friday, they sent me one $30 offer for the next day, and it was a pretty long distance to get to the pickup. It only paid $30, and then the drop off was going like 13 or 14 miles further out. So I was gonna put, yeah, I would have lost money on it. That was the only order. Now sometimes if it's like 2 in the afternoon and that first order comes in and it's like $30, I'll, because I can do this now. You used to not knowing to do this. I'll tell you why in a second. But I'll accept that $30 order, because then at the lunchtime, if another $25, $30 order might pop up, and that one's then the one I originally accepted is like 1 o'clock, 1:30 or something in the afternoon, I can put them together if they work out close enough together. Logistically, it could be done. And if I don't get anything else, I can just release the order. Whereas before, you weren't allowed. You couldn't really release the order. You had to get a hold of support. It was a big ordeal. They didn't like when you did that, and it may affect what you see. Never go to 7-Eleven. I've done some really good 7-Eleven orders, but I used to see really, really bad 7-Eleven orders. Terrible pay on Uber Eats. But I've done some good 7-Elevens on Uber, really good on Uber Eats, and pretty good on Instacart. Couldn't even tell you if I did any 7-Eleven. I know I did some on DoorDash. It's been a long time, but there are so many 7-Elevens, especially when I first started doing this work. They paid so low, just so low. Oh, I wouldn't get gas at 7-Eleven. They don't have good fuel. Their fuel's not a top tier fuel. I have been, as they're popping up. Regular here's 409, 408 for Lisa. Yeah, I put regular in here. If I'm driving my truck, I have to put premium. But I don't ever drive the truck. Yeah, I'm not driving. I can actually read the chat and keep up right now. I'm getting ready to go inside and have some lunch, have some sushi, and some smoked sausage. That'll be lunch today. Yeah, the truck drinks premium, and it only drinks Costco premium, which is fine because it's cheaper than the other gas stations, but it just makes it run the best. Costco uses a top tier fuel, and they got good additives in their fuel. They're ranked up there among I put them in the top three for quality of fuel. That top 10 list, I watched that video. They were number 2. Vaqueros was number 1, but like Quick Trips weren't even on there, and there's a ton of Quick Trips out there, and they're growing. They're expanding all the time. But Quick Trip supposedly uses a top tier fuel, but it makes my truck ping and knock when I use their premium. Costco's knocks the pinging and the knocking out. But if we had Chevron stations here, that didn't make the list either. Good or bad, the good or bad list. And I was watching that video. In Chevrons, they put their Techron in their fuel, and they sell Techron in the bottle for fuel injector cleaner, gas treatment at the parts stores. It's not very cheap either. But if you go to find a Chevron station, it's already got it in their gas, so I'd imagine their gas is pretty good. Because oh shit, I just honked my horn accidentally. Yeah, we don't have the Vaqueros here either. I'd never heard of them. Apparently they're fairly popular in other areas, but it's not here in St. Louis. It's hard for companies like that, and like big grocery store chains, all kinds of stuff, to expand to St. Louis, because we've already got, like, Quick Trips are everywhere here, and so are these on the runs. But I bet there's more quick trips than there are on the runs, whether it's mobile or BP. But there's so much, like grocery stores, there's so much local competition already in place here. Big chains don't want to come here because it's going to be a tough market for them. That's what Safeway told me about the grocery store that I used to work at. We've got a lot of local competition here with what's already here. They didn't want to come even try it. Yeah, with the gas prices, my cherry picking just fluctuates. Now an order's got to pay $3 more than it would have a week ago because the gas price is going up. My rule of thumb on food delivery is just use Uber Eats and accept orders from real restaurants that pay $11 or higher. You'll have more downtime sitting waiting and declining, but I've proven it. You still get the orders. They will come out, and you will find good ones. No, I'm done. That's why I just came home. I have nothing on my accepted list. I only had the one today. Kind of sucks. Murphy sucks. Their fuel sucks. Maverick, I don't have any knowledge because they weren't on that list either. Ow. I feel like something's poking me in the ear. I need to get a Q-tip. That didn't feel good. Alright guys, I'm going inside. I need to empty my bladder from this. Have some lunch. I have no idea if I'll be out. I'll try to remember to drop a community post if I'm going to be out tomorrow. I'd be watching at 1:30 and 2 o'clock. I don't get anything at 1:30. So I'm guessing those all get gobbled up. But at 2 o'clock, I often get like $20 orders. No, I don't. Aztec I know there's a Farmington, Missouri. I don't know much about New Mexico except I just looked up Las Cruces recently because the Car Wizard and Mrs. Wizard moved to Las Cruces, New Mexico. I'm gonna fall asleep out here. Oh, actually, I'm gonna take these glasses off. I don't use these inside, so I don't like taking them inside. Then I risk damaging them. You too, Lisa. I was waiting to see that. I don't know that you're finished with this yet. All right, I'm going inside. Y'all have a good day. I don't want to pee my pants. I'm not that old. I hit stop. It's not working. There we go. Peace, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next time. And I'll probably drop a community post if I have a delivery tomorrow, letting y'all know what time I probably go.